On the show tonight, loved ones bid a final farewell to Jethro Puah, remembered as a caring and loving son.
A record number of scams last year pushes Singapore's overall crime rate to its highest in more than 10 years.
And what a lovely way to share festive cheer. 2 Malay residents put up CNY decorations as a thank you to their Chinese neighbours. This is the Straits Times Newsnight. I'm Chow Suen.
And I'm Dylan Ang. Tonight, a final farewell for Jethro Puah, the 15-year-old student from Anglo-Chinese School Independent who died after an accident at Safra Yishun last week. A private funeral attended by about 20 family members was held today. The cortege left Singapore Casket, where the wake for the Secondary 4 student had been held from last Friday at about 11:30 a.m. on Tuesday and arrived at Mandai Crematorium at 12:10 p.m. Family members were seen leaving the viewing gallery teary-eyed after his white coffin was rolled away for the cremation.
Jethro's father, Mr. Tony Puah's eulogy for his son said, "I'm so grateful to God for granting such a respectful, loving, caring and always thankful son to me. Jethro, Daddy and Mommy will miss you very, very much. We have lost 1/3 of our family equation, but I will make sure that you stay inside our hearts with the legacy that you left behind and all the great memories you gave us. Jet, farewell my son. Dad and Mom will make sure that we will see you again in paradise."
Also in the news, 2020 saw a record number of scams reported, with numbers climbing 65% from 2019 as scammers took more than $201 million from their victims.
The scams pushed the overall crime rate to its highest in at least a decade, according to annual statistics from the police which were released today. The police attributed the jump partly to the increase in e-commerce scams amid the COVID-19 pandemic, which was the most reported type of scam, increasing by 19% compared to 2019, with 3,354 reports made. There were also significant increases in social media impersonation scams and loan scams last year.
The annual statistics also revealed an overall decrease in physical crimes reported last year, with theft and housebreaking reaching a 36-year low amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Figures showed that even as the overall crime rate edged up, confrontational crimes like theft dropped by 33% and housebreaking fell by 25%.
Temasek Holdings Chief Executive Ho Ching says COVID-19 did not affect the state investment firm's succession plan. After nearly 2 decades in top roles at Temasek, Ms. Ho will retire on October 1st this year. She will be succeeded by Mr. Dilhan Pillay, who will also retain his current role as CEO of Temasek International, the commercial arm of Temasek driving its investments. Mr. Pillay told reporters today he doesn't feel any additional burden as yet.
An update on the COVID-19 situation here. 11 new cases were confirmed today, all imported ones. There were no new cases in the community. Of the 11, 10 had been placed on stay-home notice upon arrival in Singapore.
The remaining case is a cabin crew with Singapore Airlines who was on a turnaround flight and had not disembarked from the aircraft at the overseas destination. She developed symptoms a few days after returning to Singapore.
And as the COVID-19 situation around the world shifts, travel restrictions into Singapore are also ever-changing. Today, MOH released a new set of changes to the border measures. Restrictions will ease for those travelling from New South Wales, Australia. They will undergo a COVID-19 PCR test upon arrival at the airport in lieu of a 7-day SHN. And if the result is negative, they will be allowed to go about their activities in Singapore.
However, for those coming in from Vietnam, the measures will see a tightening. Those with travel history to Vietnam within the last 14 days before departure for Singapore will be subject to an on-arrival COVID-19 PCR test, a 14-day stay-home notice at dedicated SHN facilities, and a PCR test before the end of the SHN period. Short-term travellers holding an air travel pass will not be allowed to enter Singapore. You know what I love about festivals in Singapore?
Public holidays?
Well, that too, but also the fact that we can all celebrate it regardless of our race.
Exactly. Talk about community spirit. Mr. Abdullah Abdul Rahman of Block 117 Tampines Street 11 took the initiative and put up Chinese New Year decorations for his neighbours, all for supporting his family after his father's death last December. The 36-year-old said neighbours had helped keep the front of his unit clean and watered his plants when he was away for a month, sparking him and his brother to want to show their appreciation and bring the festive cheer to neighbours. Their next project to source for Hari Raya decorations, which falls on May 13th. How awesome!
And if you've been eyeing a Tesla over the past few years, your time has finally come. Tesla's Singapore sales portal has gone live. The site states that one of Tesla's most popular cars, the Model 3 Performance, will retail at around $155,000 before COE and $113,000 for the less powerful Model 3 Standard. They are substantially lower than what parallel importers have been charging.
And soon you might not even need cash or credit to pay for your Tesla, with the electric vehicle company revealing it had bought $1.5 billion of cryptocurrency and would soon accept it as a form of payment for cars. The announcement has since caused the price of Bitcoin to skyrocket, topping $47,000 for the first time, building on a nearly 20% surge overnight, the biggest since 2017. Over in sports, something for tennis fans to look forward to. Former Grand Slam champion Marin Cilic and young talent Felix Auger-Aliassime will headline the upcoming Singapore Tennis Open.
The February 22nd to 28th event will also see names like John Millman and Yoshito Nishikori battle it out at the OCBC Arena at the ATP 250 event. More details of the full lineup and whether or not the event will be open to spectators is expected to be released next week.
And that wraps up the Straits Times Newsnight. Do visit straitstimes.com to see more news and videos.
You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the button below. Have a great evening and we'll see you tomorrow.